Today I'm going to be ranking every single fight in Regular Show from worst to best. Regular Show has some iconic fights against beings like the Skunk, Zombies, the Hammer, Anti-Pops, the Geese. There are so many good fights in the show, so I figured why not take a look at every single one and rank them in order from worst to best. And I am almost at 10,000 subscribers, so please make sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this. And if you think I've been posting a lot, I'm on summer break now. No more college. You think I've been posting a lot? Oh, I'm about to turn it up to 100, okay? A lot of content, and you don't want to miss it, so you might as well lift that arm up, subscribe for more content just like this, and without further ado, let's rank every single fight in Regular Show. And starting off this list at number 27, it has to be Mordecai and Rigby versus Rich Buckner in the episode The Thanksgiving Day Special. And Mordecai and Rigby, they go and put their hearts out, okay? They sing the most amazing Thanksgiving song that truly captures the meaning of Thanksgiving, and it beats Rich Buckner's song that was like chewing on freedom, we're chewing on America. They destroy him in that, so Rich Buckner kidnaps the turducken, which was the ultimate prize for winning the contest, a turkey mixed with a duck mixed with a chicken or whatever it is. I don't know. It's a super ultra just luxury piece of meat, okay? Woo! Woo! And Mordecai and Rigby earn this, but Rich Buckner takes it, so they follow him. They're chasing him down. They get in his blimp, and we have to listen to Rich Buckner's sweaty little monologue about how he has to be thanked for Thanksgiving because he is the Thanksgiving man, and he must be thanked by it.
Is that it has a golden wishbone, one that actually grants wishes.
And he's just sweating profusely the entire time. Mordecai and Rigby aren't going to allow this to happen, and Rich Buckner has a golden wishbone that will actually grant wishes from the turducken. That's why he wanted it in the first place, and he's going to use it so that everyone will be thankful to him on Thanksgiving, and Mordecai and Rigby are like, no, we need our families, so they just start fighting Rich Buckner.
No!
Spoon boning!
Huh? No!
And the reason it's at the bottom of the list is because it's just extremely underwhelming. It's basically just Mordecai and Rigby fighting a fat man and losing the entire time. They punch him a little bit. He punches them like 5 feet away with one single jab.
Finally, Thanksgiving is gonna be mine.
Yeah, for a big old fat rich guy, he is pretty strong here. I mean, against Mordecai and Rigby. Mordecai and Rigby can usually fight on their own, but they're just getting their ass kicked by this guy. But either way, it ends with Rich Buckner kicking them out of the blimp, and he just flies into a wall and dies, and Mordecai and Rigby had the wishbone, and boom, that's the end. So just a very underwhelming fight, just not a whole lot happens. It doesn't take away from the episode, and the scene is still really good in its own. I don't think it was supposed to be a good fight, but on a tier list where I'm ranking every single fight in a Regular Show, it's just, you know, bottom of the barrel. And number 26 is from the best burger in the world, and it's Mordecai and Rigby versus Glass Mordecai and Rigby. And Mordecai and Rigby in this episode really want the best burger in the world because, you know, according to Pops, it tastes like the Himalayas.
Oh my! I can taste the Himalayas!
You know, it tastes super good, so they want that burger. They need that burger. They're willing to do anything. Benson won't let them go get that burger, so they have to clone themselves using a cloning machine that is inside Skips' garage that creates, like, glass pane versions of themselves. So Mordecai and Rigby, like, fake being there using the glass pane version of themselves, but, you know, because they said anyone who doesn't eat one is a chump when, you know, they're getting cloned, their glass pane versions also really want this burger come to life and go after them, and it leads to this brawl where regular Mordecai and Rigby can't really do anything to them at all because, I mean, they're made of glass. They're just able to spin. They can't even punch them. They can't do anything. So they eventually just start picking up some rocks and just hucking it at them, and because they're made of glass, of course they can't withstand some rocks being pelted at them, and that's the entire fight. They lose from rocks.
No, we just wanted a burger!
We do have a great, just like Mozart, I don't know if it's actually Mozart, classical music in the background for this, but nothing about it really made me go like, whoa, oh my gosh, this is a crazy fight, oh, what's going on? Yeah, nothing really made me do that, but, you know, it's fine for what it is, still tells the story that we needed, and I really like this episode, other than Benson at the end, but overall, it's fine. A lot of these fights on this list, I don't really hate them at all. I mean, they're fine, but some of them are just absolute peak Regular Show, and that's why I think I like them a lot lot more. At 25 from the episode Every Meat Burritos, it's Mordecai and Rigby versus Barry. And Barry is a fugitive of the law, and he's been living inside of a car. Inside of the car's shag carpet, yes, it goes down into a universe of shag carpet, and he's been living down there for so long, like 25 years, man, just living in the shag carpet. I would rather just die than do that. He's been living off like half-eaten donuts and like drinks that they just throw in the back because the cops can't be bothered to just, throw it in the garbage, and that's what he's been living off of. And when he smells those sweet, succulent Every Meat Burritos, he has to steal them, and Mordecai, Rigby, Muscleman, and High Five Ghost all have to go in there, get those burritos back, and they engage in a awesome brawl. Muscleman and High Five Ghost got caught in a shag carpet trap, so they're not there, but Mordecai and Rigby engage with Barry, and they think they're going to have this awesome brawl against this former fugitive of the law, and when they punch him, he just goes, "Oh!" In like really weird slow motion. Somebody told me that it was a reference to like a really old movie that I have not seen. I don't understand it, but it's so funny. Like, this isn't a bad fight at all. It's not even really a fight. It's just Mordecai and Rigby punching him, and then he like slow motions falls back everywhere. It's really funny. I don't know why they decided to go with this, but it definitely works from a comedic standpoint. They're just way better, like, more just epic fights. I'm kind of ranking this more on, like, epicness instead of comedy. It's like, comedy still works. This is still an amazing fight. It's really funny, and I laugh every single time I watch it. But, like, on terms of it being a fight, there are just way better ones on the list. That's why it ranks a little bit lower. But it is so funny. And at number 24 from the episode Big Winner, it's Muscle Man versus all of the security guards. And you know who else can rip somebody's head off with a single kick? Muscle Man. Muscle Man can. When Mordecai and Rigby prank Muscle Man by getting him a lottery ticket that says that he wins $1 million, he destroys his trailer, spends hundreds of thousands of dollars on wings, starts breaking random stuff in the park, and it eventually all culminates when he goes to cash in his lottery ticket because he didn't get the money first for some reason, but he goes there to get the ticket, and he gets a little bit angry when he sees that, it's not working.
I have a winning ticket! Give me my money! Ugh! I want my money! Dude,
So this leads to Muscle Man fighting just a barrage of security guards, all coming at him, and he just rips through them one by one by one. They even all try to dogpile him. It doesn't matter. He throws them. He's literally throwing people through the ceiling. He throws a truck at this guy in a machine. He's just killing people left and right. And this eventually ends when Mordecai and Rigby tell him it's a prank, but not before Muscle Man just kicks somebody's head off.
Lottery ticket is a fake! We pranked you!
what?
With one swift kick. Like, don't make Mitch angry. Don't make him angry or this is gonna happen, because man, I wish we got more of Muscle Man like this. I love his crash out so much. It's so funny. But either way, Muscle Man eventually loses when Mordecai and Rigby tell him that it was a prank and he gets punched in the face. But before that, ripping people to shreds. It is visually just so much fun. It's so funny. I just feel so bad for all those people that had to try and fight him before Mordecai and Rigby got to him. But whew. Man, overall a pretty decent fight. There are just way more impactful, way better fights in the series.
You guys pranked me?
At number 23 from the episode Country Club, Mordecai and Rigby go against this rich, snobby country club owner who really has an obsession with turning things into toilets. Yeah, very weird, very regular show-esque, but either way, they steal the cart, and this leads to a culmination of everybody coming to the country club from the park. Benson, Thomas, yes, Thomas even, Muscle Man 5, Skips, Pops, and Mordecai and Rigby to take on the country club people and get all their stuff back, because they've just been turning it all into toilets, and they're just sick of it. They're done with it. And so it leads to this battle, and Mordecai and Rigby take on this country club guy who can't take any damage because he has so many implants in his face that he can't feel a single punch. And for some reason, he's also able to grab them and lift them up like this because he had mandible tiger claw implants into his hands.
Let me handle this.
In your face!
I've had 67 facelifts. I can't feel a thing.
why would you even need something like that? I mean, I know he says to mess with anybody that he wants, but like, I guess if you have money, do whatever you want. There's weird people out there. But Mordecai and Rigby are trying their best to fight this guy who they literally can't even touch, and things just start going really right for them. I mean, they get help from Muscle Man, who is shooting tennis balls at the machine, and he's trying to send the cart into this toilet making machine, and the cart falls on top of the guy. And then they're able to drive the car into the guy, turning him into a toilet, which was really funny. But, I mean, just all of this kind of happens super conveniently, which is maybe why I rank it so low. It's just a bunch of, like, stuff where, like, Muscle Man shoots that tennis ball so perfectly that the guy flies into the toilet machine tower, which stops it for a second, and then it falls onto him. And, I don't know, it's just really convenient, and I kind of wish the fight was longer and they had, like, maybe a different way to defeat the country club owner. But overall, it was pretty entertaining, and I didn't think when I was watching this episode that I was going to watch a guy get turned into a toilet and shot into space. That was very interesting. Overall, a pretty good episode, pretty decent fight, and shout out to Pops in this, who is just fighting with his shirt off against another guy with his shirt off, and they're just beating the crap out of each other the whole time. Shout out to them, but the main fight, Mordecai and Rigby versus this country club guy, is just overall, like, fine, just not the best. At 22 from the episode Fists of Justice is Mordecai and Rigby versus Clorgbane, and I know what you're thinking, oh, that's such a good episode though, and it was such a cool fight at the end, and I mean, it was pretty cool, but it's definitely not the coolest in the entire series. I mean, Mordecai and Rigby are able to fight Clorgbane, who is hyped up as this planetary threat, the reason that Skips is immortal, the reason that he had to stay immortal so that he could fight this guy every couple hundred years, every time he returns, and Mordecai and Rigby are able to beat him with no training, no practice, no really fighting skills at all. They just are able to play video games really well, and they just give him the 1-2, just smack him in the face a little bit, and then just uppercut him into space. I won't lie, it's epic, it's fun to watch. I like that they kicked his ass that quickly. It was really fun, but when I'm ranking it against a bunch of other fights that are just choreographed and like drawn and just have all these cool like special visuals in them, compared to this where Mordecai and Rigby just fight this guy who was hyped up to be the ultimate planetary threat, and they just uppercut him back into space super easily. It just kind of let me down a little bit. It doesn't take away from the fact that it is a super cool fight. It's really good. It was just a little bit too short and sweet for me. It's still a phenomenal episode for Skips' lore. We get to learn about Clorgbane, and Clorgbane is honestly pretty cool when he first shows up. He literally kills Archibald right there.
And as soon as you finish that diaper sandwich, I'm gonna make you wear it like a cape!
Clorgbane is just built up so much, and then for Mordecai and Rigby to just destroy him that quickly, it was just a little bit underwhelming for me. That's why it ranks a little bit lower. At 21 is from the episode Format Wars 2, and it's all of the Discmasters, that being Benson, Muscle Man, Fives, Mordecai, and Rigby against DVD and his army of DVD and streaming. And this one ranks so low just because of how underwhelming it is when you compare it to the last Laserdisc player episode, which is basically Format Wars 1, and it's just not even remotely as good as that. It's still really good. Streaming is a cool villain. DVD is all right. He eventually turns good, like within like a minute of him being there.
Oh, Dad, Mother! This wasn't part of the plan!
But there's just not a lot that happens in this one. I mean, it's basically just all about the universal remote and turning off a cell tower to get rid of the internet's ability to like use his powers, and he's able to destroy stuff really fast. And it's just, there's not a lot of cool stuff going on here. Visually, it's a lot of fun. It's just a giant army versus a giant army. There's a lot of lasers, a lot of blasts going on.
That was just an alternate ending. Here's how it really ends.
But I mean, overall, it's just not that great. I mean, DVD's father is killed in this fight, so if that makes you emotionally unstable, mentally unwell, then this probably ranks much higher for you. But for me, I don't care, and this fight ranks low because of that. It just doesn't live up to the first one, and that hurts it a lot, since it's supposed to be the sequel to one of my favorite episodes in the series. At 20 from the episode Dream Warrior, it's Everybody versus the Nightmare Alien. And this is actually a very cool sequence, a very cool fight. In this episode, Pops is having a lot of nightmares, and every single time he has a nightmare, he's invaded by this nightmare alien who keeps trying to ask him where he lives.
I've tried to play nice, but you're gonna tell me where you live. No!
And he's starting to get a little bit violent because Pops just keeps refusing and running away from him, trying to use multiple things to avoid this guy, but nothing is really working. So Skips has the bright idea to make it so everybody can go inside of Pops' dream by drinking some chamomile tea and all huddling together so that they can all take on the Nightmare Alien together. And how does this go? The Nightmare Alien destroys all of them. He knocks Benson out of there. He jumps up, dodges Muscle Man and High Five Ghost. He bicycle kicks Mordecai and Eileen like Liu Kang style. It was really cool. He snaps Rigby's neck.
No!
Don't listen to him, Pops! I can take him!
Skips actually gets a pretty good go at him, like dodging, throwing a punch, a really cool kick that he almost hits, but even Skips gets knocked out of there. That entire sequence was just so awesome, made the Nightmare Alien look so badass. And then we get to when Pops finally mans up and is like, "Jolly good show, I'm going to kick your ass," and just starts destroying him and like literally brutalizing him, like slamming him into the ground multiple times, throwing him through rocks, and eventually blowing him up.
Stay away from me and my friends!
This was just a really cool fight, a great sequence, and was not what I was expecting at all from the ending of this episode. And yeah, visually stunning, great choreography, especially with the skip scene where he's just dodging that punch, goes back for a back kick. That was super cool, and overall a very good fight. 19 from the episode Limousine Lunchtime, it's Mordecai and Rigby versus Limosaurus. And that just screams everything that I would possibly want out of a regular show episode when I turn it on. Silly shenanigans like that. And in this, Mordecai and Rigby have to enter a demolition derby with only limos because Rigby destroys Mr. Maylord's White Stallion limo by getting Meatball Sub everywhere.
Ball.
Thank you, Rigby. But either way, they go and they have to fight all these other limos in the demolition derby. It's really cool because the limo has a bunch of buttons and a bunch of weapons. It's super cool to watch them take on the Jeep limo, the stretch limo, which doesn't do much. It's just a really cool fight despite them being confined to a car. And they eventually defeat all the other limos, and that's when, you know, they call in Limosaurus, Limosaurus. A giant dinosaur limo monster that is made entirely out of limos. And again, despite the confinement of being stuck in a limo, it's still so cool. They gotta dodge it, they get grabbed by Limosaurus, Rigby throws a Meatball Sub at its eye.
This is all your fault, Meatball Sub!
Taking it out for a second, it grabs them again, their limo opens up and they shoot a giant rocket into its head. It is just so epic. It's just so cool. This is exactly what I want from a regular show episode, and I think that's why I rank it a little bit higher, because it's everything you could possibly want when you turn on some regular show, and that's why it earns the 19th spot. It's so good. It's so funny. Such a good fight. It's so cool. I love it. At 18, it's from the episode Skunked, and it's Rigby versus the Were-Skunk. And when Rigby gets sprayed by a Were-Skunk, he is also beginning the transformation into a Were-Skunk, and he's got to do anything to find the cure, and he eventually goes to the Were-Skunk's house, beats him up a little bit.
Tell me how to end this!
And finds out that the cure is pineapple juice. And the skunk was actually lying about this the entire time. It's not pineapple juice, it's tomato paste, and we get this awesome brawl between the skunk and Rigby. And Rigby is just like turning into this buff man right now, this like buff super skunk Rigby raccoon thing. So like, we get a super cool brawl right now. They're punching each other, they're driving each other through a table. Rigby's throwing drawers at him, and then the skunk does the most skunk thing ever and just starts ripping on him, like, repeatedly, like, just stanking the place up, just right in his face, and Rigby just can't take it anymore. He's getting defeated. The skunk is going to defeat him until Mordecai comes to the rescue and just drives through the goddamn wall, driving into the skunk. and just destroys him right there. And he's impaled because he went through the wall. He's impaled by the cart now because somehow he fell out of it and got crushed by it. And the skunk is coming up to him like, I still am gonna win. He's gonna be my friend now. And then we cut to Rigby with a sledgehammer and he smashes the tomato base. Boom! And that's the end of the fight. It's over. Rigby turns back to normal and the skunk turns back to normal.
We did it!
And he's just a normal dude. It is just such a good fight. It might be a little bit shorter than a lot of these on the list, but I love it so much because, I mean, they use the skunk abilities perfectly. They use Rigby actually being muscular and strong for a really good fight, like the driving him through the table, the punches. All of it was just so epic, so cool. And this is one of the best episodes in the entire series, and this fight definitely elevates it for that, and that's why it earns the 18 spot. At 17 is from the episode Really Real Wrestling, and it's Pops, Mordecai, and Rigby versus all of the wrestlers, and it's just so cool. It starts off with them going to the wrestling event, and Pops' back, his spine is literally broken from this.
Impressive, Pops. But you forgot about this, Rigby!
Yeah, Mordecai and Rigby destroyed his spine, but either way they get to the wrestling event, and it's all about the ultimate fight that they're going to have because Mordecai and Rigby say that wrestling is fake. The wrestlers pull them into the ring and are going to destroy them. They're literally beating them. Just viciously throwing them around, tossing them around, ragdolling them, and that's until Pop steps up and they fix his back and he is back in it and just starts hitting some actual wrestling moves on them. And being a wrestler, this is just so much fun to watch. I feel like that makes it higher on the list, at least for me, because I actually know some of the moves that he's doing, and it's just so much fun just watching him just suplex people, headlock people, throw people. I love it so much. It's so great. They end up winning the title even. It's such a great sequence, and it's such a fun episode, and that's why it ranks a little bit higher on the list. There still are definitely cooler fights in regular show, but just as somebody who likes wrestling, who used to wrestle in high school, I love it. It's just so much fun. At 16 from the episode Trailer Trashed, it's Muscle Man and the guys versus Frank Jones and his army from the junkyard or whatever, because Frank Jones really wants Muscle Man's trailer because he thinks he should have won it because many years ago, Muscle Man won that trailer in a hot dog eating contest and he used water and he's all like, that's cheating, dude. That's cheating. I deserve that trailer. I deserve it. I deserve it. And yeah, that's basically Frank Jones's entire character. But either way, he gives us a very cool scene, so thank you. Muscle Man is trying to take the trailer all the way to the border so that his jurisdiction doesn't work anymore there, so that Frank Jones can't get the trailer because he won't have jurisdiction in that area. So we get this Mad Max, all these vehicles chasing down the trailer, all trying to destroy it at once, and it's just so cool. Mad Max plus regular show equals a lot of fun. We get cars crashing into each other and destroying other cars. We get flaming arrows being fired. We get bombs being dropped from a helicopter vehicle in the sky. We get Pops and Benson flying up to destroy it. Mordecai and Rigby destroying other things, crashing out. Cars crashing out everywhere. Just a bunch of collisions. It's so much fun. I love it so much. Frank Jones eventually jumps over to the semi-truck that Muscle Man is in, and we get a fist fight inside of there, and Muscle Man eventually drops him off of a cliff, jumping out of the vehicle. Frank Jones is stuck in there. He falls off a cliff and dies. It is just such a great fight, such good use of vehicles. It really does feel like a just Mad Max version of regular show, and I love it so much. And yeah, that's why it ranks up a little bit. It's just so much fun to watch all of this stuff happen, all of these collisions, all of this explosions. It's so good. At 15 is from the episode Benson's Suit, and you can guess it, it's all about Benson's brand new suit. It inflates his ego, his ass, and his strength. When a rich guy gives a contract to this guy to make him the ultimate suit with weapons, incredible strength that will make the wearer literally the most powerful person on the planet, and he doesn't agree to pay the exact price for it, the suit decides that he doesn't want to be with him. He kills its father. The suit is upset, and it eventually finds Benson. And it loves being with Benson because Benson is just a park manager living a simple life, and that's what the suit wants for himself. He wants to stay away from a powerful rich asshole. The powerful rich asshole in question does not like this, comes after them, and brings an entire army, and we just get this sequence of Benson wearing this awesome suit, fighting this entire army. literally laying waste to tanks, to all of the guys that are jumping on top of him, fighting them left and right.
This is crazy!
Just trust me.
I'm gonna die! Ah!
It's very epic, very cool. Benson eventually picks up the tank that the rich dude is in, chucks it away and blows it up, destroys him.
What the? No! Stay dead!
Tanks, but
Wait!
no tanks! Ah!
And Benson has defeated an entire army. Well, the suit defeated an entire army, plus Benson being there to cheer it on. And it's great. It's great to see Benson get a win, to like be happy, to have an inflated ego, look strong as hell in front of Mordecai and Rigby, make sure that they're not going to slack off again. I love that for Benson. I like episodes where Benson actually gets a win, even though at the end he had to unfortunately destroy the suit so nobody would ever find it again. But I love Benson getting a lot of spotlight here, and him just going ham on all these people, whether it was the suit or him. It still is a lot of fun, and Benson was a great character for this entire episode to be about. 14 from the episode World's Best Boss. It's everyone from the park versus the world's best boss's army. And the world's best boss, this guy is just really weird. I don't understand him at all. Everybody is really trying to get Benson a world's best boss mug to show him that they care. For Boss Appreciation Day, they're hyped, they're trying to find it, and they can't find one anywhere. And they eventually find one online. They order it, and a really big box shows up, and out of it comes the world's best boss guy, who's all like, if you want to be the world's best boss, you better be prepared to meet the world's best boss.
Open it! Benson will be so delighted when...
Boss!
So I'm confused on what his company is. Is his company just sitting waiting for somebody to buy this mug? Because it's apparently super popular if it sells out everywhere. Does he just sit there and then eventually when it gets sold, he decides that, oh yes, I'm gonna hop in this box now, get shipped to this place, and then get all of my workers to start beating up all of the other workers to establish dominance?
Vacation days for the guy with the most knockouts. I'm liking the initiative, McGinley!
I don't get it. But either way, it's a really cool fight. We get all of these workers brawling with all of our park workers. It's really cool. Everybody's losing, getting destroyed until Benson starts coaching them through the fight and helping all of them to show them that collaboration and being an actual good boss works.
Stop them!
And it's just another Benson Spotlight episode where everybody needed Benson in order to win their specific fight against the guy they were going against, and it's just really cool how they beat all of the guys. I enjoyed it a lot, and it was very satisfying with Benson destroying the actual world's best boss at the end and proving that he is the best boss in the world, or at least in the hearts of our park guys, he's the best boss of them. At 13 from the episode Skip Story, it's Skips versus Clorgbane, and this one isn't the most visually stunning fight in the entire series. I don't even remember some of the moves that Skips throws from it. I mean, I do now because I just watched it, but before I wouldn't remember this in my brain, but I remember the moments that are super important in this fight, and that is when Clorgbane is just destroying Skips at first because he's mad that Skips didn't come out of prom to fight him. Clorgbane is destroying everything. Skips is trying to fight him. He doesn't have the Fist of Justice yet. He's doing absolutely nothing to this guy. Because he's immortal, he's a god. You can't touch him at all. Clorgbane is about to kill Skips with his little super ultra weapon, about to point it at him and destroy him, and that's when Mona pushes him out of the way, and Clorgbane kills Mona by shooting it at the ceiling. It destroys the ceiling, it falls onto Mona, and Mona is dead.
I waited a long time for this.
And that's when Skips gets the Fist of Justice and just starts laying into Clorgbane, and just his speech, the walk up to him, just every single punch, you could just tell how angry he is at Clorgbane, and he sends him off into space. No more Clorgbane.
No more Clorgbane.
And it is just such a hard scene for Skips. I mean, obviously you feel bad for him, but he's such a badass here. But he just destroys Clorgbane. The second there's even a hint of anger in him, he's gone. Clorgbane is gone forever. Skips becomes immortal to fight him when he eventually comes back. And it is just very emotional. It's one of the saddest deaths in the entire series for Mona. And that's why this fight ranks a little bit higher, because it had a lot of emotional impact. And that's why it's very memorable to me. The more memorable the fight, the better it is. And even though there weren't a lot of huge spots in this, the spots that there were that were super important, I will always remember, and that's why this ranks up a little bit high. And number 12 from the episode, The Last Laserdisc Player, is all of the Discmasters and the Disc Guardian versus the VHS Army. And this fight is just so cool. I mean, first of all, we have all of the formats like A-Track fighting the VHS Army and the VHS like timer recorder or whatever. They're just like these giant like statue guys that are like the guardians of these formats, and they're so cool. And the VHS like monster is able to just erase them from existence. It's super cool. He's just blasting everything left and right, and then he eventually hits the Disc Guardian dude, and they get this awesome transformation scene. They put the laser disc on him, and he transforms into like this crystal guy. And he's able to just blow up people's heads.
No, cover your ears! 44.1 kilohertz sample rate!
He's able to shock their eyes like COD Zombie Wonderwaffe style.
Dude, Muscle Man, my boss heard me making fun of you and he totally fired me. Is it cool if I hang out with you guys?
He's able to like shock them, and it all goes back and shocks everybody else, killing all of the VHS people. And it's so cool. When I was thinking about this list initially, I was going to rank this way lower, and then I rewatched it and I was like, what was I thinking? I was initially going to put this like 22 when I was just thinking about it in my brain, gave it a little rewatch, and I was like, this is so epic. It's so cool. This is what I love about regular show. Awesome fights like this. Crazy stuff happening, just left and right transformations, people blowing up, lasers in the eyes, just a awesome battle, an awesome fight scene, and that's why it takes the number 12 spot. At number 11 from the episode Just Set Up the Chairs, it's Mordecai and Rigby and the giant lemon man with a mustache that is a culmination of a bunch of video games that they summon versus the Destroyer of Worlds. This is a regular show classic, one of the most classic episodes in the entire series. I love it so much. Mordecai and Rigby fail at just setting up the chairs, obviously. They find this room full of arcade machines. They play them all. Mordecai destroys Rigby and all of them until they find the Destroyer of Worlds arcade machine. And there's a note in there, because it's not working initially, that says, in the name of all that is holy, don't connect the red wire to the blue wire. And what do you think Mordecai and Rigby do?
That can't be good.
I don't know, it could be cool.
Yeah. They connect it. It summons the Destroyer of Worlds. He is here, and he is here to wreak havoc, breathing fire, destroying things left and right, destroying the entire park. So it's up to Mordecai, Rigby, and Skips to put all these arcade machines together and summon a man that is made of burgers. He's made of top hats. He's made of lemons. He's got a monocle. He's super cool. He is everything you need to defeat Destroyer of Worlds, and we just get this awesome scene where they're trying to fight him. They're trying to defeat Destroyer of Worlds with all this arcade pixel stuff, shooting like burgers at him, shooting all this cool stuff at him, and it's just so cool until we eventually get to the climax where Rigby has to mash all of the buttons together and just fires a bunch of stuff at the Destroyer of Worlds, and it's just such a cool like 8-bit like retro fight, and I love it so much. It's just so much fun. The Destroyer of Worlds theme is awesome. The Lemon Guys theme is awesome. And the music is so cool for this fight. Just all of it I love so much. It is just peak regular show. Season 1 regular show was just the best for stuff like this, and they couldn't have done it better. And I've said this before, but I really want like the Destroyer of Worlds in Terraria. And I know there's already the Eater of Worlds and the Destroyer, but they're not called the Destroyer of Worlds, so add this guy to Terraria, and that would be so cool. I would love that so much. But either way, this fight earns the number 11 spot. It's just so much fun. And number 10 from a regular epic final battle, it's Pops versus Anti-Pops. And some people might hate me for ranking this so low, but I mean, I feel like there are so many more just classic fights in regular show. I mean, yes, this is an amazing fight for the finale. Pops, Anti-Pops, erasing existence versus saving existence. All of this cool visual stuff with like the regular show theme crashing out of space. Rigby turning into a sticky note, the world collapsing around them, literally turning into a storyboard.
Dude, what the heck is going on?
the universe resetting. It's an amazing fight. Visually stunning, story is incredible, people getting erased, fighting against streaming. It is one of the peak fights in the entire series. There's so much to love about this fight everywhere you go. Pops versus Anti-Pops is one of the best fights in the entire series, and to some, it's just the best fight in the entire series. But to me, I just feel like when I think about regular show, this isn't what I think about when I think about fights in it. I just think that there are some nostalgic classics ahead of this one that I just had to put above it, because as a spectacle, yes, a regular epic final battle, best in the series. As a spectacle, I mean, it has 45 minutes to shine, to give us everything it's got, to give us a great finale and a great fight to end the series. But overall, when I think about nostalgia and what meant most to me as a kid, this is not the fight that I think about. At 8 from the episode Grave Sites is everybody in the park versus all of the zombies. And zombies are very overdone. In every single cartoon, no matter what it is, they eventually do some kind of zombie episode. They have to, but regular show made it so epic, and I love it so much. Mordecai and Rigby accidentally raise all of the dead when they're messing with this super old, advanced, 3D ultra projector and this 3D tape, and they accidentally bring all of the zombies to life because, of course, they're shooting this movie in a graveyard because they're having a zombie movie party night to try and get a paid day off. They summon all of these zombies, and just the sequence we get after this with Muscle Man, Skips, High Five Ghost, Mordecai, and Rigby all using sports equipment to just destroy all of these zombies, and it's paralleling the movie as well with throwing it, takes off a head.
Get a tasty lick of this!
He throws a disc in the movie, and it parallels the movie with something the movie guy did. Boom, throws a disc in the head, it goes into their face.
Whoa! Did you see that zombie take a discus to the face?
Skips is running with a javelin and kebabs a bunch of them, and it pairs with the movie as well. And then they have to fight this ultra super buff zombie, this old man zombie who's buff. They have to drive the cart into him, and it also parallels the movie. I just love how the movie, which is super awesome and epic, also goes with our characters doing real world, well, as real as regular show can be. I mean, it's a talking blue jay. Real world fighting the zombies is just so awesome. The way they kill the zombies is so cool. It's such a great fight, and they did zombies justice, and I mean that. It is just so good. It's so much fun, and it is one of the peak regular show episodes. At number 7 from the episode Fancy Restaurant, it's Muscle Man versus the waiter's staff and Mater D. And in this episode, Muscle Man has to be fancy because you know who else has to be charming for his girlfriend's parents? Mitch Sorenstein. Mitch Sorenstein has to try to be fancy for his girlfriend's parents. And this is my favorite Muscle Man episode in the entire series, and it partially has to do with this amazing ending, where Muscle Man gets caught for not being fancy because he doesn't choose the right dessert spoon. Yeah, and it leads to the Redcoats showing up. Yes, the British are here. All of the Redcoats with their awesome weapons. They all got a bunch of different weapons. Mater D is there, and they're all ready to fight Muscle Man and the gang. And
Whoa! We're unarmed! Well, let me give you a hand.
It's so good. I like how they fight with all their different weapons. I like how they take out all of the Redcoats. And then we get the scene with this one guy in a red coat who is just using only his legs to just beat the shit out of Muscle Man, and I thought that was just so funny. I don't know why that had to happen. But I love every single sequence in this entire fight. All of it is so good. And then the ending where he just trips Mater D and he falls out of the window and dies by landing on a car. I thought that was brilliant. I love it. Everything that happens in this fight is just so good. It's peak regular show. At number 6 from the episode A Bunch of Full-Grown Geese, it's Mordecai, Rigby, and the Baby Ducks versus the Geese. And this is one of the episodes where they transform into super ultra rad fighting monsters, and I love it so much. The Baby Ducks are able to do that fist pumping and become their super ripped duck monster, and the Geese do also their version of fist pumping and become a 4-headed monster, and we get a brawl between the Baby Ducks and the Geese. And the Geese are just destroying the Baby Ducks here, just laying waste to them until Mordecai and Rigby join in on that fight, fist pumping the air to finally get rid of these pesky old geese. We get some awesome stuff with them just brawling, driving a fist into the geese, using the power to shoot music at them. Flying up into the air and using an ultra sword to slash down on them and just making them step off, basically killing the geese, except they survive and come back later. I love it so much. It's so good. And you could just see that this was the beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg to just lay out the details for what we're going to get later with Brilliant Century Duck Crisis Special. This was just the blueprint for that. This was the beginning for what that was going to become, and it is a very solid beginning.
Step up!
This is one of the best episodes in regular show, and this fight is so solid. I love it so much. At number 5 from the episode Excellent, it's everybody from the park going against the waiter staff at the Excellent Challenge restaurant. Mordecai here is trying to complete the Excellent Challenge because Rigby went in a coma because he tried to eat a bunch of eggs, and he figured out how to beat the Excellent Challenge, but all of the waiter staff doesn't want him to complete this. So we get Benson, Muscle Man, High Five Ghosts, and Skips all fighting all of them using a bunch of different food. We get Benson slapping a guy with a pizza. Muscle Man stuffing some like juice in a guy and then punching him. And it squirts up. We just get so much good fighting here. I can see why it won an Emmy. It is such a short, sweet, good fight that works perfectly with the episode. It's a peak episode. We get a montage in this episode, a perfect fight in this episode, all while in the background Mordecai is finishing the Excellent Challenge. What else could you possibly need? This is one of the best episodes in regular show, and accompanied with it is one of the best fights in regular show. And number 2 is from the episode Karaoke Video, and this is just so great. Mordecai and Rigby accidentally record a video where they're just trashing everyone they know. They say Benson is a loser. They make fun of Skips for being all-knowing.
My name's Skips. Let me and my muscles stare at you condescendingly.
Walking? No thanks, I'm too good for that.
And this karaoke bar is going to play this video every single time people go there, and of course Benson is going to have a karaoke night. So they all head there, and Mordecai and Rigby have to try and stop them from playing the tape, and this leads to one of the best fights in the entire show, just one of the best scenes in the entire show. Pop singing Footloose, please, Louise.
I'll tear up this town. And I gotta cut loose.
I love it so much. Pop singing Footloose in the background while also fighting. Muscle Man, Skips all getting in on the fighting against the karaoke owner and his bouncer. All of them fighting over this tape.
Pull me off of my knees. Jack, get back.
With Pops in the background, we get a bunch of cool visuals with them like floating in space. Just a cool visual of the VHS tape.
Passing you by. I'm trying to.
Fighting everybody, just a huge brawl breaks out in the karaoke bar, and it's just so good.
Come on before we crack. Loose. You're loose.
It ends when Benson gets punched in the face. He grabs the VHS and slams it into his face.
Come on, let's go.
Give me that tape!
You want it? Fine. Take it then.
Everybody cut Footloose.
But everything we got before this was just so great. All the visuals, the chase for the tape, the punches, everything about it. Muscle Man's gravy pouch. Perfect. Perfect fight. Perfect. And number 3 from my personal favorite episode in the entire series, Rage Against the TV, is everyone in the park versus the Hammer. And this is everything you could possibly need in the fight. The Hammer's incredible introduction where he just forms from the video game console and the TV. He's there. He starts beating everyone's ass, like literally destroying them all. And we get the awesome scene with Muscle Man walking up to him initially, like, dude, take my picture. And then he slaps him and his titties just bounce up into his face.
He's real! Dude, take my picture! Oh no, bro.
It's so funny. This fight has comedy, it has great action, it has tense moments because they don't remember how to fight him initially. Until they remember that all it takes is furniture, and they just start laying into this guy left and right. We have Skips picking up a literal washing machine and just beating him with it. Just visually amazing, everyone destroying the Hammer. The Hammer at one point is about to fire this giant blasting ray and takes out Jimmy, who just got fired from his job and was looking for a place to stay, and just launches him out of there. It was so funny. and then they're eventually all out of furniture except for one chair. The Hammer jumps up with his legs up, split, and they throw Skips the chair, and he lays down chair like this, and the Hammer just hits his balls on it.
Skips, catch!
And they hold the Hammer down, and they finish the game. They finish the video game, because that's what the Hammer is. He's a video game. It's just so cool. Action, comedy, tense moments, people dying. What else do you need from a fight? You could see why this is my favorite episode in the entire series, but there are still 2 more fights that are more epic than this one. And number 2 from the episode that literally could have ended the series if they wanted it to, Exit 9B. The ultimate 30-minute special, maybe the most hype thing that ever came from regular show. This special had it all. It had their memories being wiped. It had Garrett Bobby Ferguson Jr. literally taking every single villain that they had ever faced up to that point in the show, which was a lot, bringing them all back from hell to have the ultimate final battle. And it is just so awesome. So many great callbacks. You get a brawl with Summertime Lovin'.
Summertime lovin'.
The Muscle Man just going around with a bunch of planks and boards and just breaking them over people's faces. We have Skips getting the Fist of Justice and just laying into people. We get the babies, we get Tecmo there for a little bit. We get everything we could possibly need. From this little fight. They're even fighting Benson at one point, trying to jog his memory. Everything you could need in a fight happens in Exit 9B, and yes, it ranks a little bit higher because Exit 9B might be the most hype episode in all of regular show, but how could it not be? It's a 22-minute special with comedy, amazing action, high stakes, and an amazing fight to top it all off. With seeing all of our old villains is awesome, and that's why it gets the number 2 spot. There's just so much to love about every single aspect of this, even if like the main fight doesn't last that long, and it's mainly just every single villain getting destroyed for a little bit, but what could you not like about that? Just watching them all get beat by the guys that we love. I couldn't need anything else. It's one of my faves in the entire series, and that's why it earns the number 2 spot. Coming in at number 1, it has to be the fight from the Brilliant Duck Century Crisis special. And everything about this fight is just so amazing. You have all of the park guys, plus Carter and Briggs, plus Andy, plus just anyone who wants to show up and help, versus the Playco Corporation and the Geese, and the Cassowary, and the Moon of all things. All of the transformations are so good. All of the references to like Gundam, Power Rangers, Voltron, many other things is just so good. So many transformations, such amazing good comedy, such great action scenes. The beginning where it's just a normal transformation versus the Geese until it forms Moto Cassowary X.
Moto Cassowary X!
Whoa. And they just start flying. They start flying up into space, into the moon. There's just so much good comedy here. We get a bit of school children watching this fight happen, and they just make fun of this one girl for not understanding the fight at all. That was so funny.
Disparate technologies able to even connect to each other. Doesn't like boys, doesn't understand robots. That's not what I said.
Benson is hilarious, Pops is hilarious. Everything is just so good. Such a cool fight. When he like combined himself with the moon, that was just so awesome.
Luna Cassowary X, Omega Warrior.
The scramble missiles coming out of him, the Nega missile. Yes, Nega, not the bad word, okay? I hate that I have to say that every single time I talk about this fight.
Launch the Nega missile!
But either way, it's all so awesome. It's why this episode is known as the anime fighting episode, because that's all it is. For like 20 minutes, it's just them fighting against the Geese, the Playco Corporation, against this giant monster. They become this super like white ultra monster called a super sword from a distant land. It comes and it slices into them. They step off, they avoid signing that contract that will give their lives away. And I don't know, I'm just kind of like just freeballing every single thing I'm saying about this because there's so much. And if you haven't seen Brilliant Duck Century Crisis Special, you need to watch it right now because you would understand just how good this fight is and why I'm out here just fanboying over it, because every single part of it is just peak regular show, and it's why it's one of the best episodes in the entire series. I say that about a lot of episodes. It's because I love this show, but this is genuinely like a top 5 regular show episode for me, and it's all because of this awesome fight. It's all about resisting the corporations, not signing that contract, awesome transformations, awesome fights, awesome comedy. It is everything you could need in a regular show fight, and that's why I love it just so much. It is so good, and that's why it earns the #1 regular show fight spot. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this. I got plenty of good content on the way. I'm going to be trying to rank every single episode in season 1 of BoJack. I'm going to rank every single episode of Smiling Friends. I'm going to continue all of my regular show content, ranking every single season of that, and plenty of more content just like that on the way. So you want to be liking and you want to be subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.